Solution number 5 addresses the problem of a lack of accountability. You probably saw this coming. It's inevitable. If you're going to talk about mediocrity, it always has this component in it that somewhere, somehow, there has been a ball dropped when it comes to accountability. But effective leaders hold themselves and their team accountable to the definition of success. And that's important. You can hold your team accountable to a lot of trivial things, but if you're not holding your team and yourself accountable to the definition of what success means, then you are probably not going to rise above mediocrity. Accountability requires the willingness to confront poor behavior. Now, we don't like to do this. It's not fun to confront poor behavior. Not for us to confront poor behavior in others, and not for others, not even for us to confront poor behavior in ourselves. In fact, by and large, we tend to excuse our own poor behavior before we even excuse others. But we need to be honest and genuine if we're going to rise above mediocrity. We can't put our head in the sand. We have to confront the brutal truth of where we are and where those who are responsible, who report to us, are as well. We have to set clear expectations, both for ourselves and for those with whom we work and who report to us. And then we have to confirm that understanding. Here are the expectations. Do you understand the expectations? And then we have to hold them accountable. Now, holding people accountable requires sometimes very difficult conversations. Some people have called these crucial conversations, and there are a lot of books and materials available for that, and I'm probably going to do another whole lesson on simply holding and having these kind of conversations, because they make us sick to our stomachs. We get a visceral, emotional feeling when we have to confront people who are performing poorly. But if we don't do that, we can guarantee mediocrity. Leaders who refuse to hold people accountable always wonder why things don't ever seem to get better. It's mind-boggling, but it's true. One aspect is that it's often overlooked, but it contributes to mediocrity, is when the leaders don't even model themselves what they expect from others. If you don't hold yourself accountable, you can't expect your team to respond well, and you're going to wind up guaranteeing mediocrity. So, project for this time is to think about some of the areas where you and those who report to you should be accountable, and begin to put structures and plans in place so that you can have these difficult conversations with them. We're going to talk a little bit more about this, but one of the things here that really jumps out at me when I think about this has to do with the concept of MBWA. MBWA, management by walking around. Now, that means going away from your desk and visiting those people that you are responsible for and who report to you, and kind of chatting with them or working alongside them and figuring out, are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? Are they doing it right? And are they doing the right things? And as you begin to manage by walking around, you become aware that even though you thought you told people one thing, they're doing something else. You become aware that things are not exactly as you thought they were. I've had this experience myself just this past week. I confronted some people, was out visiting some of the people for which I'm responsible, found out that they weren't doing what I thought they were doing. They were doing something. They were doing what they thought was right, but they were missing the mark on accomplishing the goal, which leads to success. So I had to have some conversations. Not fun. I wanted to avoid those conversations, but I realized if I avoid the conversations, then I might as well be resigned to accept mediocrity is the standard. I can't do that. I won't do that. And so I have to hold people accountable. Now, if this is you, you have to think about, do you know what the standards are? Is that your problem? You don't know what the standards are? Or do you know what the standards are, but you just are so uncomfortable in confronting people? Figure out which one's going on for you, if this is a problem for you, and then begin to address those situations. And again, we'll talk about solutions in another training video, but please get a handle on this. Post something down in the project area so we can talk about it together.